Alright everyone, real quickly before we get into the video, I just want to talk about a few things. Number one being, of course, yeah, you can tell, this is not Minecraft, this is Terraria. We are going to be starting a Master Mode series on Terraria since I have not had a whole lot of inspiration lately to record on Minecraft. So having a different game to record and play on will help me to distribute my content more on my channel and help me be more consistent. And also, I'm constantly looking for more ideas for YouTube videos. So if any of you guys have some super good ideas or just even some fun games for me to play later when I get my new internet and I start streaming, please join the Discord. And I do have a video idea channel in there. You can leave your video ideas or even game ideas in there. But anyways, now that we're here, it's time to actually get into the game. Now, of course, we're going to be doing a large world master mode with corruption. Now, the reason you want corruption is because the boss that is in corruption, I'll put it on screen now, Theater of Worlds, drops one of the most important items in Master Mode, which is called the Worm Scarf. The Worm Scarf gives you 15% reduction to all damage. So we're gonna need that. Pretty original, yeah, Master Mode YouTube series. But anyways, let's get into it. Now, for all you Terraria enthusiasts out there, of course, you understand the first thing we do when we enter a world is deforest it. Epic deforesting montage. All right, and there's our first death to a purple slime. Now also everyone, I am going to completely ignore the capital rule for Terraria, and that is to make a starter house right away. And we're actually just gonna go exploring as soon as we can. Basically, what I'm going to look for is gonna be some sort of early game weapon that'll just help me deal with the slimes around here. All right, well there we go. We got an Anglet of the Wind, which is actually super good. These are one of the things that you usually can never find, and you just spend hours looking for whenever you get kind of late game-ish because you need them for crafting. I'm glad that we found that right away. Of course, we're not really going to go in the caves for long. We're going to mostly traverse the overworld just so that we can look for more chests. All right, well, we've stumbled upon our first armor of the game, at least that we want. You can make wood armor, but we're going to go straight for cactus armor. It's not very good, but it'll give us some defense. All right, well, there's our second death to a vulture. You always kind of want to stay away from these guys.
12 seconds later.
This is big brain time.
All right, well, now that it's nighttime, I think it's actually time to start building since we're about to get invaded by a lot of zombies. So you're about to see a lot of building and a lot of deaths. The zombies one-shot me. All right, now I really don't know what I'm going for with this house, but eventually I'll figure it out. All right, there we go. So I basically have the general basis of the house down. Now, since it is daytime, we are gonna go back out exploring. So once I'm done with this floor, we're gonna head right back out. And while we're out here, we're gonna be picking up every single piece of iron that we can find on the surface. All right, now that we're in the snow biome, we're actually gonna grab some wood while we're here. Now, another thing I should probably do while I'm here is mine up a bunch of ice. Not the snow blocks, but this stuff, the ice. Since I can craft all of this into frosted tipped arrows. I think they're called frostburn arrows, and they're probably the strongest early game arrows for a bow in the game. So we're gonna need a lot of those. Since of course, in a master mode playthrough, melee is not really the best class to start out with. Alright, instead of just heading back out there and killing myself, again, we're actually going to get started on crafting some of the essentials that we need. Of course, we are going to go ahead and craft up our cactus armor. We're also going to go ahead and craft up a bow, as well as start making our frostburn arrows. Alright, now that we're pretty kitted out and we have a pretty decent armor set for early game with a pretty decent sword, we are going to head right back out there to get started looking for more accessories. Well, there we go. We found a giant living tree, so these chests usually have some good items in them. Actually, that is not bad at all. So now we have our first summon. All right, well, there we are. So we found our corruption. Now I am going to attempt to pass through here.
Are you sure about that?
Yep, well, that didn't work out really well at all. Well, this is probably the night where I'll probably die a lot. All right, perfect. It is daytime now. We farmed 29 fallen stars, which is actually super good. Basically, what we're gonna do with every single one of them is make them into mana crystals. All right, now before I do anything else, the first thing we need to do is grab a bunch of stone, since there's a few things we need to make before we go mining. Perfect. Now that we have that, we can go ahead and craft furnace, melt down all of our ores. All right, and now with our new gear and all of our items thrown in the chest, I think it's safe to say we can finally head out and go on our first mining trip. Now, basically, we're just gonna go grab every single ore we see and every chest we see. Oh, well, there we go. We basically got the best early game accessory right away. The Hermes boots allow me to run faster, which is probably one of the best items, if not the best item in the entire game. Even into late hard mode. And pretty much while I was mining, I didn't really get a whole lot. The only really things that I did come across were a good amount of iron, and I got, I think, 2 life crystals, which if you don't know, they permanently increase your health by 20 and max health is 400. Now that we're back from mining, we do have a few things that we got. We got a good amount of ores and all that, but other than that, we didn't really get much done. But the way I'm going to change that is we are going to go ahead and actually get our NPC houses built. All right, well, we're going to need a lot of extra wood to get started on these NPC houses. And to start out, I'm not going to actually build each of them an individual house. I will end up doing that eventually to get the pylon system set up, but I don't really care about that at the moment. But right now, we're just going to build the super compact NPC houses. Alright, now in case you're wondering what these things are right here, these are the really compact NPC houses that I was originally talking about. Now pretty much they have everything they need. Every house for an NPC is supposed to have a workbench, walls, torch, chair, and a door. Now these platforms serve as the door. Don't ask me how, they just do. But we're just gonna start up a few of these just to get the main NPCs to move in. There we go, 5 will work for now. And there we go. The NPCs are moving in now. All right, now next thing that we're going to do, instead of actually doing any more building and or finishing up the house, we're actually going to head to the outer regions of the world and look for a sword shrine. Are you? All right, well, it's pretty much impossible for me to get to like the outer edges of the map. So we are just going to stop doing that for now. We are going to go down in the caves and see if we can find any like life crystals, anything like that, just to give us sort of a boost in health. Pretty much anything to get us up and running.
1 hour later.
There we go. There's a life crystal. Exactly what we've been looking for. Alright, well, an unfortunate death, but when we were down there, we did end up getting enough silver to at least make some silver greaves, which will replace our cactus leggings. But we did get this while we were down there. We did get a boomstick, which is super, super good. We'll be using that definitely sometime soon. So we'll hold on to that. Now, basically, the remainder of the things that we need done before we can fight our first boss is we just need to find more life crystals and then possibly get a better sword. So yeah, we'll just be back when I have all the items needed to go ahead and fight either the Eye of Cthulhu or the King Slime, whatever one comes first. All right, everybody, and a good bit of time has passed since the last clip. And in that time, we have gotten a pretty decent amount of both platinum and silver bars. I'm gonna make full silver armor for now, since the set bonus does give us a bonus 3 defense. And then with my platinum, I'm just gonna go ahead and upgrade to the platinum pickaxe. And perfect, we got a quick one as well. So while we were down mining, we got 2 Eye of Cthulhu summons. So now pretty much what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a small arena and get ready for that fight. Now basically the first thing we're gonna do to get ready for this fight is pretty much just craft up mainly a bunch of regeneration and iron skin potions. I guess swiftness potions will work as well. And then we'll also bring a magic power potion since I will be using a diamond staff. Now pretty much the last thing I need to do is just build myself a small arena, and I'm gonna do that over here on the right, since there's pretty much nothing going on over on this side of my base. So I think it just works out really nicely to have it over here. All right, well, it looks like I really won't have to use one of my summons, since that little message down there means that the Eye of Cthulhu is watching me anyways. All right, there it is. We're gonna hit our buffs, and it's time to go. Now, really, my main strategy is to just make sure that I kill all the servants when I get around them. Now, the Eye doesn't actually do a whole lot of damage in its first stage. It's just the servants that you have to look out for until the second stage. Right there, there it is right there. So no more servants will be coming out, which could be sort of an issue for us, since actually the servants give us a very good benefit with all the hearts that they'll be dropping, but that's fine. I think we can do this. There we go. That was actually super easy. Like, wow. Okay. That was incredibly easy. And that's pretty much our first boss done. We did skip the King Slime, but that was a super easy fight. So honestly, I say we just do it again. That our first Master Mode boss has been defeated. All right, but now with that being said, since we just killed our first boss, we have to actually now expand our NPC housing, because now we're going to be able to get more NPCs moving in this world. And on top of that, there will be a new little event happening called the Goblin Army, which will allow us to find the Goblin Tinkerer. All right, there we go. All NPC housing is now done. All right, now pretty much after we defeated the boss, like I said, now we have to wait for the Goblin Army. So that's basically what we're going to do now. We're just going to maybe do some building around the houses, and then we are just going to wait for the Goblin Army to spawn. And then when it does, we'll finish off episode 1 by destroying the Goblin Army. All right, everybody, and I've done a little bit of building off camera, as you can see. I've sort of altered a few things to make the base just look a little better. I've changed up this house to be boreal wood, and while we were doing that, we got an event. So this is the slime event, which is super important because it allows us to get a ton of slime from this, and it also allows us to summon the king slime. So I know it's not the Goblin Army, but it is an event that we will take. We are still gonna wait for the Goblin Army, but this is also an important event that we're gonna have to do. All right, there we go. After killing a whole lot of slimes, king slime has finally spawned. So now he shouldn't really be too hard after the Eye of Cthulhu, but he is just super tanky, and he has that little teleport that he does. And this fight was relatively easy. Basically, you just have to keep him away from him at all times. He does get faster the more damage he takes, but in the end, he should be a pretty easy fight if you have the right tools. And now with that being said, we can place down our second relic, which is the king slime. All right, everybody. So it turns out I learned that I had to break one of the shadow orbs to spawn the Goblin Army. But the Goblin Army has not been spawning, so we've been farming these tattered cloths. Now, if you don't know what these tattered cloths do, pretty much they allow me to craft the Goblin Army itself. So we're gonna do that and summon it right up. So now basically all I'm gonna do is just fight the Goblin Army to end off episode 1. Alright, there we go, and the Goblin Army has been defeated. Which again, like I said, we don't really gain a whole lot of drops from this. It's just the NPC that we're after. Alright, everybody, but that is going to do it for episode 1 of the Terraria series. Again, I just needed a new game to sort of keep me motivated to record and all that and give me inspiration. Terraria is sort of like Minecraft, so it'll help me come up with video ideas and just keep my inspiration up for both games. If you do want a lot more on Terraria, like maybe some challenge videos or something like that, then just let me know down below. But anyways, I'll see you all in episode 2. Bye-bye.